Hello, welcome to this session where we are going to discuss about one of the most common health problems, that is hernia. Being a surgeon, we are able to see n number of hernia patients day in and out, and it is one of the most common surgeries done. It's a silently coming up disease, and that is one of the reasons why we need to be aware about, is the hernia developing in the body. Let us try to understand in this session what are the signs and symptoms, what are the types of operations, what are the types of hernias, what are the causes, what should be the after treatments or the after care which needs to be taken to avoid any kind of recurrence. So, welcome to the session about hernia awareness. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Jayashree Todkar, a general laparoscopic and obesity surgeon with particular interest in the hernia surgeries. We happen to have a Limca Book of Records in our name for performance of 46 hernia surgeries in 10 hours way back in 2005, and I'm very happy to share that the record is unbroken still, even more than 15 years from that date. Let's start with our topic. Hernia, as we all know, is one of the very common things which we tend to hear from various kinds of doctors and even the patients. So let's see what's hernia and is it a serious problem. Our abdomen and our thorax are the cavities which bear n number of organs. Some are solid organs, some are hollow organs. So the hollow organs are like the intestines, the colon, the stomach, and the solid organs are like spleen, liver, kidneys, etc. The wall of the cavity is supposed to have certain tension bearing capacity where the intestines or the contents of the cavity should not fall out. This strength of the anterior wall or the abdominal wall of the abdominal cavity, when becomes weak at certain points, it tends to give up, and those intestinal loops or maybe the abdominal wall contents tend to come out and protrude out of that weakness. So, from the normal cavity, they tend to enter into the abnormal cavity, and that is where this can lead to n number of troubles. So, in this slide, you are able to see the abdominal wall, the weak areas in the abdominal wall, which are trying to throw the contents through the weakness. So this is particularly the hernia. Let us try to understand how the abdominal wall is made up of. Here you are able to see that these are the two lateral muscles, and there are some oblique muscles which are coming from the back ahead. These various kinds of muscles tend to form a certain tight wall through which the contents of the cavity are protected. This is not something which is a single solid structure, but it is made up of various layers. In this cross section of the abdominal wall, you are able to see that there is skin, beneath is the subcutaneous fat, beneath is the sheath with two layers. Between the two layers of the sheath, you are able to see the muscles, and after the sheath comes the peritoneal or maybe the innermost lining of the abdominal wall. Laterally or on the sides, this has got three layers of muscles also. So all the joints of all these muscles sheaths tend to give some weak areas which lead to potential weaknesses for the herniation to develop. Let us say there is something which is called as inguinal hernia, a very special type of hernia which comes out of the groin area, typically more in males but also in females. So here we look at a slide and the video which talks about how really it happens and why it happens. Here you are able to see that when a child is developing in the womb, the testes of a son or a male child, they tend to come from the back part of the abdomen towards the scrotum through a particular canal. This canal has got a certain covering which is called as processus vaginalis. Once the testis is delivered back to the scrotum, this processus vaginalis should get closed. But in case it doesn't get closed, you are able to see that it tends to get the intestinal contents also along with it. Exactly how it will present and how it should be dealt with. This is a mechanical defect and obviously needs a mechanical correction, which is via the means of operations. Here you are able to see we have to return back the contents of the cavity to the cavity, close the weakness, and typically this is going to prevent further progression of the contents of the cavity towards the abnormal cavity. Nowadays, with technological advances, this has become a very simple surgery, literally pretty painless, with just less than 1 hour as the operating time and around 2 to 3 weeks as the recovery time. This inguinal hernia, even though is seen very commonly in the males, it is also very commonly seen in the women also. Now let's try to see why we need to treat hernia and how does it invite the repairs or the correction of the damage. Here in this slide you are able to see the intestines or the contents of the cavity of the abdomen are tending to come out of that weakness. Slowly, with each movement of ours, with each coughing reflex, or maybe even the deep breathing, also at times can create some pressures high in the intra-abdominal area. So the cavity tends to push the contents to the most weak part. Once they go out of the cavity, then typically they tend to swell. They tend to stay there and it may be easy for them to go out of the cavity, but it becomes very difficult for them to come back to the cavity, which leads to a complication of the hernia. And that is where do not keep any hernia within your body, even if it is not giving you lot of trouble. Because this is like a potential bomb which you are keeping in your body, which can explode anytime. And the beauty of this treatment or the disease is it's a very much treatable disease. You can avoid all those problems. Suppose we do not operate on the hernias and we tend to delay. Let's try to see what happens. Initially, the weakness in the abdominal wall This is suppose the weakness. It will tend to have some few things coming out. Slowly one loop comes out, the other loop comes out of the intestine, the third one comes out, and typically it starts gathering or leading to a trapment of the intestines, which tend to get stuck to each other. This is called an adhesions, and then they may not be able to easily return back to the cavity, which leads to compromise of the blood supply to the intestine at the neck of the hernia through which they have come out, and this leads to the gangrene of the intestine, which becomes a much more complicated situation to handle and can become life threatening. This is one of the precise reasons that the delay can lead to severe consequences, and that is why hernia, when diagnosed, should be treated as soon as possible. What are the types, what are the sites, and the causes of hernia? Types of hernia can be congenital or acquired, means it is present in your body since the birth. Even day one of the life, we are able to see n number of hernias in the children. This is more common in the very cachectic or thin or malnourished children, kids, or maybe the kids who are having premature gestational age, premature births, or at times children with lot of obesity, where the high pressure of the abdomen tends to push the weak walls and lead to hernia. There are some hernias which are acquired also, means the potential small spaces or potential small weaknesses of the wall can get widened, can get extended because of rise in the intracavitary pressure. We will look at the causes what can lead to the intracavitary pressure going high. But acquired can also be caused because of some damage to the abdominal wall, like some accidents or maybe some previous operations, which can create weaknesses in the wall. As far as the location is concerned, inguinal hernia is most common, but there are other types of hernias also, like the umbilical, that means through the navel, that is a potential weakness since birth of each individual. So from there, the herniated contents can come out. There is a special type of hernia which comes in the higher or upper level of the thigh, which is called femoral hernia. Epigastric, which comes in the center of the abdomen, above the umbilicus or the navel. Hiatal and incisional are also different types of hernias. But each hernia means from the original cavity, the content is trying to move to a different cavity through the defect in the wall. Here you are able to see in these various photographs. The first one talks about the epigastric hernia and the hernia which comes in the low level of the abdomen. The second one is talking about, the picture is about the inguinal hernia. The third one is again a different type of epigastric hernia. Fourth one talks about the hiatus hernia, that means where the content of the abdomen tend to push themselves into the chest through some holes in the diaphragm. There are incisional hernias which come out through the scars of the previous operations. There are some Spigelian hernias which come in the lower part of the abdominal wall, or the lumbar hernias which come on the sides of the abdominal wall. So as per the site, there are various types of hernias. What are the main symptoms? Hernia will give rise to something where patient experiences a bulge or a swelling in that particular place, which may lead to some pain or discomfort or dragging kind of sensation. Also, it may lead to a typical symptom of something coming out on coughing. So this is called as the cough reflex, which leads to the protrusion of the content towards the abnormal cavity. In the children, the kids, we may be able to see that the scrotum is enlarged. Sometimes, when the intestines tend to come within that enlarged scrotum, or they are the reason for the enlarged scrotum, with the thin skin, we are able to see even the intestinal contents through that thin skin. Typically, when one lies down, the contents tend to go back to the original cavity, and that is where the bulging area can become flat apparently. You try to cough or strain, the bulge reappears. Many hernias will not cause pain at all. Some may cause some dull sensation, but increasing size with the physical activity is one of the very typical features of any hernia. A hernia which is painful, which doesn't go back easily to the original cavity, doesn't become flat even on lying down easily, is a hernia which is going into a non-reducible type, which indicates that the intestines or the contents of the hernia are trying to get stuck to each other. It can lead to obstruction or strangulation or gangrene kind of complications. So any painful swelling in the wall of your body of any cavity, may it be chest or may it be abdomen, is indicative of an emergency where you should try to seek the medical care as soon as possible. In case we reach the medical expertise in time, typically this all can be saved in terms of prevention of the gangrene, returning back the contents to the cavity, and the closure of the defect. Hernia can develop gradually or can be noticed suddenly by the patients depending upon the size of the weakness or maybe depending upon the cause which has led to the hernia. So this is what we looked upon just now, the types of hernia clinically: a bulge, a discomfort, reducible thing, non-reducible, so stuck, obstructed, which refuses to go back, and strangulated means the blood supply is hampered. What are the reasons behind hernia? There is weakness in the abdominal wall, which are natural small weaknesses present in everybody's body. But whenever the weaknesses tend to go big with the rise in the intra-abdominal pressure or because of some other reasons, the hernia appears. Chronic cough, asthmatic tendency, heavy weightlifting, straining maybe for the urine or motions or otherwise also, obstruction to the urine passage or obstruction to the motion passage, pregnancy, voracious vomiting, severe muscular effort, fluid in the abdomen caused because of the liver or kidney diseases, or by birth or acquired defects in the abdominal wall are the reasons behind opening up those